Hello boys and girls, welcome back. We have another flight for you planned today. I will be your pilot today. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and we're actually sitting in the United States, the private little airfield of Somerton, and we're going to fly to Tijuana in Mexico. We are using a privately owned DC-6 with a Aviatica Guatemala livery still on it, but this airplane is actually no longer in official use. But we are going to fly it today just because it looks really nice. I love the colors, and it's very nice. It's a livery that I got from flightsim.to. I will see if I can put the link in the description later, because definitely credits to whoever made this, because it looks really nice. So credits where credits due. So yeah, this is going to be my first stream with the actually flying the DC-6. I'm not too experienced yet, but no excuses, of course, and it's all for fun. So yeah, that being said, let's go inside the airplane. We go up this little ramp here, these little stairs. We find ourselves inside the airplane. So this is a really old airplane. I believe it's like from the 1940s or 50s or somewhere around there at least. So just let's have a little seat here. Now the thing is with this aircraft, obviously you can handle every system yourself. You can flick all the switches, and everything is connected and interconnected and outer-connected and who knows what. It really works well. I was told that these airplanes, they require a lot of maintenance, and actually there is a flight crew with they have an extra look, you have an extra added board engineer as well. So the PMDG crew, they implemented the artificial flight engineer option. And as I said earlier, obviously you can do everything yourself, which is definitely something that I'm going to try out later. But for now, to get things started and rolling, and to get acquainted with all the different systems on board the plane and the flight dynamics and such, I think I'm just going to make use of the artificial flight engineer, because in real life there would actually be an engineer sitting there right there with you, while you'll be flying the plane and focusing on other tasks. Usually in the real life, these aircraft would already have been pre-maintained and prepared actually for the arrival of the captain. And so we're going to use this AFE function just for that purpose. So if we just go ahead and click before start, the aircraft is going to turn to the state it would be in when we arrive inside the cockpit. You can see that they're doing all kinds of stuff. Look how fast they go.
Tested. Oil coolers and cowl flaps. Auto in position. Fuel and fluids. Checked. Pressurization. Set. Manifold and duct pressure. Checked. Radios.
Radios? Sir?
Checked.
Sir? Oh, you gave me a fright there. Oh my God, man. Oh look, the door is closing. Goodbye, Somerton. Okay, walk through this chair right here.
Gear pins. Removed. 3 on board. Seat belts and pedals. Adjusted. Throttles. Set to idle. Propellers. Forward at 3. Before start checks complete. Start engines.
Okay, so now we got the go ahead for the startup of the aircraft, of the engines. This aircraft has 4 engines. Engine 1, engine 2. Okay, I'm not going to continue this. So it's got 4 engines, and we're going to start them now. So what we could probably do, let me mess around with the controls here, the views real quick. Okay, so we're going to provide the fuel flow for all of the 4 engines. I really hope I'm doing this right, because every now and then I think I'm doing it great, but then one of the engines simply refuses to start. So full mixture on all the 4 engines that we're going to need, and then when we go and have a look at the overhead panel, you can see actually what we're going to do next. Let's change the view a little bit there for all our viewing comfort. Okay, so the booster pump is set to low for engine number 3. The engine selector is at engine number 3, and all we need to do now is flip the sparks for engine number 3, and then we click the start button, and the engineer will count to 12,
6,
after which we will engage the boost and prime the engine.
12.
As I said, I do not hear any engine go on. You can have a look at the outside. See, it's like spinning a little bit. Obviously this is not going to get us off the ground, and it actually even stopped right there. So we're going to do this again.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Prime and boost. And nothing's happening. The engine is completely dead. So thank you everybody for joining in. So what we could try is set the mixtures down 1 step. Instead of auto reach, it's going to auto lean. Not really sure if I know exactly what it is that I'm doing here. Let us do check. Okay, so engine number 3 does definitely have some fuel pressure, so that's already a good start. Okay, so that was of no negative impact whatsoever. Now, so let's do this again. This one is still set to both, so let's do it again.
3, 6, 9, 12.
It is going, but I'm not sure if it is because of the mixture setting, but I'm happy for now. So we have a look down here. There's now some oil pressure in engine number 3 as well. It's sitting around 50. And engine number 3, you can see here, it's got a manifold pressure of about 10 inch and about 600 RPM. So that's engine number 3. So what we're going to do now is start up engine number 4. So we're going to supply it with a fuel pump. Select engine number 4 here, provide the necessary sparks, and do the startup sequence again.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Okay, I can hear the engine going on. And you can see it, look. That's 2 spinning engines right there for you. Okay, so lovely, good stuff. So we're going to select engine number 2, excuse me. Booster pump to low, ignition to both, and let's do this once again.
3, 6,
I think maybe the trick is to hold down these buttons a little longer.
12.
do not hear anything. Maybe this was too slow. I'm really confusing myself here. But no problem. That is the way we learn. And if we're not here to make fun, we can learn. And if not, we can always learn to make fun. Right? Okay, so these settings should all check up. So what I'm going to do now is hold down this button like for 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, okay.
6,
Probably this doesn't make any difference, and maybe it's the speed.
12,
So boost and prime. So this was fairly quick, so maybe it's all about timing. And the holding of the buttons here, the starter buttons, may have nothing to do with it. I really do not know. So we're looking at 3 engines now. Let's have a look here at the instruments. So engine number 3 and 4, they got oil pressure. Engine number 2 has oil pressure. We got, fuel, and we've got oil pressure for engine number 2, 3 and 4. And we've got some oil temperature going on there as well. So we are now going to see if we can start engine number 1. Select engine number 1, provided with the necessary spark and obviously the fuel pump, and then just click this shortly and see if the only difference was the timing for these 2 buttons. 12, so boost and prime. Yeah, that seems to work. So right now we have 4 running engines. Fuel pressure, oil pressure, oil temperature. Got RPM for 3 and 4 and for 1 and 2. And the manifold is sitting around 9. So that's actually really good. So now we have engine start. We still got the window open. Can we peek outside a little bit? Yes, look. Hello. Hello, running engine number 1. Yes, okay, so anyway, look, it's a mountain on the horizon. So yes, this is Somerton Airfield. It's a private airfield, I don't know nothing about it, I'm just using it for today. I hope the real owner doesn't mind, but you know, it's sitting in flight simulator, so yeah. This should grow some, you know. Okay, so let me quickly have a look at something here so that I can share another screen with you. Excuse me for 1 second. Because today we're using the Sky Vector website, and the Sky Vector website is actually really nice because you can use all these you can use the what do you call them, the VFR. It's like really nice for VFR flying, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I did not prepare for this. Oh, there you go. This actually looks nice. So let's go here and we go like this, and now we have a really nice big screen. Okay, so it is displaying Europe. That is actually weird because I wanted to display something else. So yes, I'm so sorry. I made a screw up. So this can actually go close and see if there's another window that I could maybe just share with you guys. And we'll call that Sky Vector. Oh no, that name is already in use. The computer is bleeping at me now. We call it Sky Vector 1, but that does not really seem to be it, or does it? Or does it? It does. It looks Beautiful. Really beautiful. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just double check something. Yes, it's actually looking lovely. Okay, so back to the order of the day. So we have this, I will show you the flight plan for today. It is actually very simple. We are currently sitting at this little airport here. As I said, it's a private little airport, Somerton. It's just over the border here in I think it's Arizona, in the United States of America. And then we will take off and we'll fly a heading of 263, and actually even better, we cross the border, we will fly towards this VOR right here, which is sitting at 115.0. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this window for you now. There we go, you can see the airplane again. Excuse me. Yeah, to mute my mic there for a second. Yeah, so what I said, set 115.0, so we go over to our radio panel, we dial in 115.0 and we press it to activate. Now down here we're going to see if it is picking up, and lately it does not seem to do so, and I might be doing something wrong. If you look at the distance on the map, it should be about 29 nautical miles, so maybe it's only going to pick up in about 20 miles or something, or from 20 miles, so that will be in about 9 nautical miles. I'm not really sure. Nonetheless, I'm going to have heading 263 in mind in any case, so just see what's going to happen if we do it like that, because I don't actually think there's anything else I can open up or run or start up with regards to the radio stack. This should actually all be, you know, plug and play. There is no on or off switch. Well, there is an off. Well, that actually doesn't seem to turn it off. I should not just randomly start clicking buttons anyway. Maybe around here somewhere. No. This is just a little screw. Pull ident, but it doesn't pull. Only looks like it turns some volume. But yeah, that should all be fine. So yeah, as I said earlier, actually it might just not work or operate. And lots of times the VORs, they have a lot better range when the airplane is higher. It can then only pick up the VOR. So we're going to continue now, and we are about to taxi. So let's carry on here. So after start checklist. So now the boost pumps are going to on to off, and switching from ground power to battery. So now we're on local power, or internal power if you will. They turned off the engine selector. Okay, so the after start check has been completed now. So I think it is now for us time to taxi. Now there is not really very much to taxi here. We're just going to head on out here. It is a really small runway. It's probably way too small, but I looked earlier and it should all be fine. Just actually might be a little short, so yes. So there's a really big chance that we're just going to crash and not even take off, but that's a worry for in about 2 or 4 minutes from now. So we do the before takeoff check. So let me close the window.
Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carbeat. Off and cold. Hydraulic system. Down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay. Flaps 20.
Look, there's a lost fire truck there. Do you think it's going to run right through that little truck?
Windows and turbine.
It is stopping.
Controls. Dust lock released. Free. Detonator.
So in the meantime, we can line ourselves up. So apply little
Bridge unlocked.
little
Set.
thrust.
Transponder. On. Landing lights.
I hear them talking about the transponder, so I was hoping maybe they turned on some more systems with regards to the radio. But
Before takeoff checks complete.
okay, before takeoff checks complete, we are lining up. And we might need every little inch of this runway. So, full stop. We're going for a wet takeoff. It should apply a little more power than a dry one.
Water injection. On. 30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize.
Just going to hold down the foot brake, the toe brakes for a little bit. Just not really sure when to release.
30 inches stabilized. Tail flaps. Tail flaps. Tail flaps set. Full power, please.
Okay, here comes the full power. Oh look, great timing on the fire truck. Please move out of the way, sir. Thank you very much. Release the toe brakes and let's roll. And just hope we're not going to die. Poradź Takeoff speed is about 107 knots. I do not think we're going to make that in time. We're probably going to run out of runway. And take off. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. Positive rate. Gears going up. Thank you. Trim a little. Not too much. Not too much.
Flaps going up.
We need our speed now. Flaps are also coming up. That's always good news.
Meter power. Setting meter power 48 inches, 2600 RPM.
So let's see if we can find the heading of 263. Should be around there. Easily turn left, bank left.
Meter power set. Climb power. Setting climb power. Climb power set. And the takeoff checklist, please.
Looks like the nav 1 is coming to life if I look at the needle there, and it is, so that's actually beautiful because we are going to need it.
Takeoff checks complete.
So set this to 263. Yes, right there. We already overshot our heading a little bit. So let's see if we can engage the autopilot here. And set it to follow the nav. And now it's going to follow the nav. So that is very convenient for us. Dial in the exact heading. Look, and it's actually trying to follow the correct heading of about 263. Our current altitude 4,000 feet. And I think around 5 or 6,000 feet we are going to do a level flight, level off. So yeah, so far so good actually. So that appears to be good news. Let's have a look outside. Mind your ears, everybody. It's actually a really beautiful plane, really like. Okay, so we have passed 5,500, so we're now going to climb to 6,000. And see if we can start engaging the altitude hold. It does respond to the clicking, so that's already a good start. And there you go. It is trying to level us off. We can see the altitude indicator here. It is fighting for 0. It is fighting for nothing. That's actually interesting. What are we fighting for? Nothing. Okay, so that's good. We're sitting at almost 6,000 feet. If we like, we could maybe climb a little bit. Does not really seem to respond now. Maybe a little more. Am I missing anything? Oh, maybe that actually only works when it is in the gyro pilot, but I would assume. But for now it's fine. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. We have a speed of about, what's this, 220 knots? So let's have a look at the map. If we check our distance, 15 nautical miles. 15 nautical miles to go. So if this is 30, we're actually already halfway. So we crossed the border, and we're nearing the VOR. So after this, we're going to fly at outbound radial 254 from the VOR DME Mexicali. Radial 254 for about 88 nautical miles. Not really sure if the VOR is going to pick up by then, but that would be the next. That would actually be the destination, Tijuana. And what designation is that? Listening to 116.5. 116.5. You can see that right here. Yes. 116.5. So back into the flight deck, 116.5. What I'm going to do is just arm it here so long. 116.5, that's sitting right there happily, waiting to be pressed. Around 8.5 nautical miles from our first VOR. And you know, sometimes you can actually see them. You look out your window and you see this VOR station. It is lovely. I don't know why. I don't know why it's lovely. Like some people like cheese. I like seeing a VOR. I'm not saying I don't like cheese, but I do think that most people who like cheese do not particularly like VOR. But then again, they will also not particularly dislike VOR because they probably have no idea what VOR is in the first place. They will know about lots of cheese, the cheese who smell, and cheese who smell good, and cheese who smell bad, and because this cheese smell bad, they smell good again. So the cheese, it's a complicated thing. It is complicated. It is for the people with a really refined taste to the buds on their tongues. This sounds so funny. I cracked myself up here. My apologies. Rest assured, I am actually devoted to getting us down safely on the ground at Tijuana Airport in Mexico. But you know, one laugh a day keeps the doctor away, or at least some tears sometimes. Although they can actually be interconnected as well. You know, laughter and crying and everything. It's like, you know, basically laughter and crying, they are on either side of the normal spectrum of breathing, if you ask me. But, you know, who am I? I am no psychiatrist, I am no psychologist. You know, I'm just an armchair pilot, and I'm not even actually a real pilot, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do love to talk. There's no denying that. Okay, so let's have a look, because I think the 8.5 we should already have a look. We've already passed it, so we're flying blind. This is not something that I like to do, so we flick to the new VOR. I do not think... Yes, it is actually picking up. That is actually lovely. So we got like 84 nautical miles to go. So let's have a look at our little chart here then. What does the chart say? 85, so we should be around here. Is there anything interesting? Any points of interest? You know, sometimes there's these interesting points. You can see there is a match going on or something. It's actually quite interesting. For now it looks quite uneventful here at the border of Mexico. Report to FFA radio prior to entering Addis. I have no clue what these guys are talking about. Look, Addis. Okay, so this is a this might be some sort of oh, what am I doing? Some sort of no-fly zone, perhaps. I do not know. Because, you know, you're talking borders, but yeah, I don't know. Note, refer to current Mexican charts and flight information publications for information within Mexican airspace. Okay. Airspace classification operational requirements may differ between Mexico and the United States. DoD users see DoD area planning AP1. Okay, so I don't know who they're talking to, but I don't feel like they're talking to me. So let's carry on and let's have a look we're actually going to have a look at the charts. Let's go back to the flight deck now, and then see. Look, there's some mountains there. I think we're good. We're good. We might have to go a little higher for that ridge there. Well, let's see it when we get there. Our speed has picked up. I can see. Look, it's. I don't even know. It's about 300 or something. What is it? Oh, this is 240. It continues on the inner circle. I never noticed. Okay, lovely. Good stuff. So let's have a look at the charts, because we want to find the charts for Mexico. Tijuana. Press the search button and open up approach. So now come the question, which runway do we use, 09 or 27? So to try and answer this, we are again going to the SkyVector website, and in the SkyVector website you can click on your flight plan, briefing and filing, and you can go to brief. Not enough information to request briefing. That is just ooh. I had this happen to me one time earlier, so maybe we need to put in Whiskey for Papa 812 and then click. It looks like it's going to require all these things. No, it actually looks to be working. Okay, so our destination, meet our on the 27th of the month, 1643 Zulu, 280 at 4 knots. That's basically what we'd like to know. 280 at 4 knots. We can already see the weather is actually fine. Temperature 18, altimeter 3008. Okay, so we're just gonna leave that there. So 28. So that's going to be the runway 27. So we go back to our charts here. Runway 27. They do not have an ILS. We'll have to do visual. So there's this whole plan here, this whole sequence, which is actually not too bad, because there are some mountain tops there. I can imagine we would like to, you know, not bump into any mountains. Speaking of which, let's look out the front window. This still might actually be going good. I want to have a little view outside. Yes. Scoot over to the other side real quick before we fall down. Yeah, I think there's the foot of the mountain. There you go. So that was no problem for us whatsoever. Now that bit there might actually be a little high. So once again we're going to check with our charts here and click this away. We are now flying this leg. So these probably we passed this or these 4410. So that is likely what we see ahead of us now, 4410, and then 3472. But we are flying at 5800, I believe. So yeah, it's going to be scary, but it's not expected to be harmful at all. But nevertheless, we're going to look out of the window. So we are at 5800. We are actually still on course, which is good, 55 nautical miles out. Let's actually put this on cruise.
City cruise power, please. City cruise power.
Slightly late because actually we should have done the descent almost, but hey. Let me check our current weight, or actually the weight that we took off with. Empty, gross empty 61,000. We have no passengers, no baggage. We do have fuel, 15,000. Yeah, so we're about 76. So once we land, it should be around that range, 75, 74, 70.
Checks are complete.
I'm looking for this plaque here. So around 70,000 would be approach speed 125. If I understand this correctly, 128 or 125, something like that. So that's still rather. Oh, look, this mountain is setting up really nice. Let's have a little look outside. Yeah, it's lovely. It is a beautiful landscape actually. Look, I imagine to be eagles nesting here and making babies, and those babies then becoming big eagles and also making new eagle babies. I don't know, it's a beautiful bird, what can I say? So we are now 47 nautical miles out. We are on cruise configuration, if you can call it that. Oh look, we got some turbulence from these mountains here. That's always nice. Then at some stage we're going to be pressing the descent button, which will speed down the airplane a little bit. This being piston engines, you cannot simply put your engines to idle when you are descending. So we actually have to go nose down while we're actually still providing forward thrust to the engine. Have a look and see if we maybe in the meantime can have a little different views. Look, here's a nice engine view, wing view. Yes, I like it. So back to the cockpit then. So there we have another range of hills and mountains. We are now, let's see, 38 nautical miles out. Going to check with the Sky Vector map. So 88, so 44. Yeah, so should be around here. So we are looking at these here. Oh, they appear higher. It is like what's the movie called with all the dinosaurs, the angry dinosaurs? Jurassic Park, like Must Go Faster, or no, what do they say? Objects in mirror may appear to be smaller than they actually are. Well, it looks like this with the mountains as well. Apparently they are 2574 high, 2550, I don't think I see any problems here. Maybe look at this, 3996. That is fairly high, 3472. But actually we should not be crossing over these. We should be crossing over here. But of course we do not have any confirmation we are actually exactly where we think we are. So let's have a look outside the window again before we run into anything unexpected. Okay, so far so good. 31 nautical miles out. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm not really sure when to start the descent, but I'm not going to do it before these mountains. So maybe just go to these mountains, over those mountains I should say, and then we descend to 3,000 feet. What does our altimeter say? It is set at 2.9 or something. That's lovely. Who has any clue, huh? It should be, I believe, 3008. Let me quickly check for you. And the briefing. This is off screen, I'm sorry. Not to bore you. 3008. Okay. So we've got that. So yeah, we're just going to wait a little longer before we try and dial it in. Let's have a look where we dial this in. Oh, that should be this button right here. Perfect. So I believe when I look at the charts, we're actually not making our own life too easy here, because the approach chart is flying a radial of 98 degrees, like here, and we're actually going to fly over. So we're going to be relatively high, and then quickly descend and do a left turn, and then try to intercept the runway. So I'm going to pee in a little bottle here, so bear with me, do not crash, and I will be right back after these commercial messages. Hello boys and girls, I'm back. So it looks like there are some clouds forming. This is going to be interesting. There's already, you can see the coastline, so we should be about 15 nautical miles or 11.3. So we're going into the descent configuration.
26 inches, please. Setting 26 inches.
And we're also going to set the altimeter to 3008.
26 inches set. Descent checklist, please. Altimeter
Should be
flight
this.
instruments. Cross-checked. Seatbelt signs on.
There's the runway,
On.
I think, or is
Engine low is low. Low.
should be that.
Descent checks are complete.
Let's just say that we are in range.
Cooling turbine. Normal. Fuel booster box. On low. Fuel tank selectors.
Disengage the autopilot.
Hydraulic bypass valve. Down. No smoking signs. On. In-range checks complete.
Throttle down a little bit. Well, the throttle is not responding. That is never good. Am I missing anything? How do you operate this thing? Okay, so we're going to have to fly the pattern in any case. That's no problem. We can turn ourselves. That's good.
Close 20. Setting flaps 20.
Don't go too high with the nose. There is our runway. Let's go and try and fly a clean pattern. We are still descending. And we have control over the speed now. So that is good news.
2500 RPM. 2500 RPM set. Cow flaps plus 3 degrees. Cow flaps set. ADI. ADI off. ADI is off. Moving lights. Speed good. Extending lights.
Try to level off around 3000 or 2000. We're going for the turn. Let's just wait a little longer. Trim up a little bit to fly level. Watch the speed.
Lights extended and on. Copy. Calming cold. Set cold. Before landing checks complete.
Going for the left turn now. Watch the speed. Add a little more speed. I forgot to check where we are. That's actually stupid. So yeah, I should be fine. There's the airport. Okay. A little more speed. Go to 2500 RPM. Hello, Tijuana runway. Maybe make the turn a little bigger. Fly to heading 120. Little more power, please. Try to maintain 2000 feet or something. Do not dive too much. Stay where you are. And I think we're going to turn to the left now. It's banking. Straight for a little bit to have a little more distance. We're actually going up. That's not what we're supposed to be doing when we want to land. I think I have a visual. Let's confirm. Oh no, look. Not good. Do we have any more space towards the right? Not really. You know what? We're going to land opposite the wind direction. I mean, with the tailwind. Looking at it, it should actually be. We're gonna go one more time around, people. 120. I'm just going to bank here. Look, there's an airplane. He knew how to land. Very good captain. You are an inspiration to all of us. So what we're going to do is fly towards those mountains right there. Keep the nose down a little bit, not like prevent it from going up. We're actually climbing a little high now. So fly through those mountains and then turn. Look, there is even more traffic. Our speed has picked up, but we still got some flaps up our sleeves, so that should be fine. We are going down a little bit, so it is only normal for the speed to pick up a little bit. Oh, hello there, mountaintop. It's not that I don't like you, but we are not going to get more acquainted than this today, because I'm about to turn. Altitude 2500. Fly heading 360, and we go straight and have a look, and we go turn. I think this should actually work out fine. Reduce speed, keep turning. Hello runway, Tijuana, we're going to land. Reduce speed a little more, some more flaps to create drag, and trim the wheel. Going full flaps, hopefully we do not break them. So in these aircraft, we do not really throttle down, and we do not really flare very much. Basically we touch down with the touchdown speed, and then once we have main gear touchdown, we will only then put the engine to idle, and then we brake. There is an option for reverse engine. Let's hope we do not need it, because I am not really prepared, to be very honest. So let's get the lineup under control. The approach glide slope looks actually fine. Throttling down a little bit. Keep it steady. There's the runway. Aim for the touchdown zone. Okay, everybody brace for impact. Brace, brace, brace. There's the runway 27. easy. I think that's touchdown. Engines idle. Manual brake, center line. Flaps up. And welcome to Tijuana, Mexico, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your flight. I know that I did. So we just keep on rolling a little bit until we can vacate our runway 27. Look at us go. It is a beautiful airplane, people. Okay, so runway 27 vacated. Let's open up the window because I was getting really hot in here. Now, do we have an after landing? Not too much. Around 10 RPM, please. My feelings are drilling out. I don't think we're going to be able to park with the big boys there, or the big girls. And we got our parking spot to the left. Must go faster, must go faster. You crazy truck driving there. So we're pulling up to our parking place for today. Sit a little higher, engines idle, and let's stop right here and engage the parking brake. So let's see what does the AFT have in store for us with regards to parking. It's going to cut the engines. Probably the simulator is gonna close. just open up this window here as well. You know why? Because we can. Look, isn't that lovely? So everybody, that's it. See if we can open some doors perhaps. Front cabin exit. Oh, it's going to continue in a little bit. Let's press continue.
Checks complete, A-plan secure.
Very good. So the front cabin exit. It's opening up. But obviously we're not going to jump down, so we're going to extend the front cabin stairs. There you go. And here we are, everybody, sitting at the Tijuana airport in Mexico. Look at that airplane. There it is. Okay. Wheel chocks, covers and everything, not really sure. Mechanic stands. And look, within 0.7 seconds we got all of the engineers putting their little stairs here to work on the engines. But they did a fine job. So look, hello moon. Okay everybody, that's it for me. I'm going out. Oh, there you go. I hope you all enjoyed. It was fun for me. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. Thank you so much for joining, and hope to see you next time. Everybody have a good day. Bye bye.